Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for always coming back to watch. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the share, and thank you to those of you that have subscribed. I really do appreciate it. I do not take it for granted. I know that you have options. And so this morning we are going to be looking at a Psalm 37, which is a psalm of defense, a psalm of strength, a psalm of protection. And so this morning in the New International version of Psalm 37 is saying, do not fret because of evil men, and we know they are around, or be envious of those who do wrong. For like the grass, they will soon wither. Like green plants, they will soon die away. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and enjoy safe pleasures. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him, and he will do this. He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn, the justice of your cause like the noonday sun. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when men succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Refrain from anger and turn from wrath. Do not fret. It leads only to evil. For evil men will be cut off, but those who hope in the Lord will inherit the land. A little, and the wicked will be no more. Though you look for them, they will not be found. But the meek will inherit the land and enjoy great peace. The wicked plot against the righteous and gnasheth their teeth at them. But the Lord laughs at the wicked, for he knows their day is coming. The wicked draw the sword and bend the bow, to bring down the poor and needy, to slay those whose ways are upright. But their swords will pierce their own hearts, and their bows will be broken. But the little that the righteous have, then the wealth of many wicked. I'll read that verse again. But the little that the righteous have, than the wealth of many wicked. For the power of the wicked will be broken, but the Lord upholds the righteous. The ways of the blameless are known to the Lord, and their inheritance will endure forever. In times of disaster, they will not wither. In days of famine, they will enjoy plenty. But the wicked will perish. The Lord's enemies will be like the beauty of the fields. They will vanish like smoke. The wicked borrow and do not repay, but the righteous give generously. Those the Lord blesses will inherit the land, but those he curses will be cut off. The Lord delights in a man's ways, he makes his steps firm. Though he stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. I was young, now I am old. Yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. They are always generous and lead freely. Their children will be blessed. Turn from evil and do good. Then you will dwell in the land forever. For the Lord loves the just and will not forsake his faithful ones. They will be protected forever. For the offspring of the wicked will be cut off. The righteous will inherit the land and dwell in it forever. The mouth of the righteous man utters wisdom, and his tongue speaks what is just. The law of his God is in his heart. His feet do not slip. The wicked lie in wait for the righteous, seeing their very lives. But the Lord will not leave him in their power, nor let them be condemned when brought to trial. So that is the New International portion of the Psalm 37. And so this morning, as we look at these words from the psalmist David, who was a man of God's own art, and even in those days there were still wicked men around, and so he put pen to paper and wrote the psalm. And so in my favorite translation, which is the King James Version, it reads, "Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger, and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be, yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out his sword, and have bent their bow, to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For his arms, for the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the day of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume, into smoke shall they consume away. The wicked borroweth and payeth not again, but the righteous showeth mercy and giveth. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young, and now I am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. He is ever merciful, and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil, and do good, and dwell for evermore. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land, and dwell therein forever. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of his God is in his heart, none of his steps shall slide. The wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. So when we look into the Psalms today, let us remember that in this book of Psalms, we can find so much in the book of Psalms. We can find poetry in the book of Psalms. We can find words of wisdom. We can find comfort. We can find healing in the book of Psalms. And so it is not a book that we take lightly. It is a book that we read with meaning and understanding. And so, what Psalm 37 is saying to us, we should never envy evil people. There might be some persons around us who might have, oh my God, so much, but we should not envy them because we do not know how they receive the things that they have. We do not know what they did to get the things that they have. We do not know where they went or whatever happened in their on their path to success to reach where they are. So we should not envy them. And the Bible is talking about evil people, not just anyone, because success is supposed to be for all of us. We're talking about evil people this morning in Psalm 37. And even though some may be sorry, extremely popular or excessively rich, no matter how much they have, it will fade and vanish like grass that withers and dies. So you can see that the Bible is talking about those that their inheritance wasn't honestly worked for. Because we work, some of us work so hard to reach where we are and to achieve what we have achieved. So this is not what sorry, David is talking about in Psalm 37, excuse me. He's talking about the people who do bloody things, killing, selling drugs, and stuff like that, to reach where they are in life. It's not talking about us that work for our honest bread. And he says, no matter how much they have, it will fade and vanish like grass that withers and dies. But those of us who follow God, whatever we achieve it honestly. And so we are definitely different from the wicked. And in the end, we will have treasure in heaven. So whatever we have on this earth will just last for a lifetime. When we have departed this earth, there is nothing we take with us. So let us build up our treasures in heaven and not on earth where it will burn. So David in his writing, he was calling to take delight in the Lord and to commit everything that we have and do to him. But my question this morning is, how do we do that? How do we commit whatever we have to God? And so this morning, the word is saying to us that for us to delight in someone means to experience great pleasures and joy in his or her present. And this only happens when we know that the person that we are doing that we are delighting in, we can trust him. So we trust God, and so we delight in him. And so we must know him better. And so we must have a knowledge of God and of his great love for us. And we will indeed give us delight. So my question this morning is, are you delighted in the Lord? Do you find pleasure in serving God? When you go to work, do you work honestly for what you are achieving? Do you go to work for 10 hours, but you decide that I'm just going to work 5 and do 5 for the rest of my shift? I do myself for the rest of my shift, or what I want to do for myself? Do we go, when we go to our jobs, do we go because we really want to go, or we just go because, it's my job and I have to go? And so to commit our ways to the Lord means entrusting everything, our lives, our families, our jobs, our possession, in his trust and under his control and under his guidance. And so to commit ourselves to the Lord means to trust Him, believing that He can care for us better than we can care for ourselves. And so we should be willing to wait patiently for Him to work out what is best for us. Sometimes we might have a job, but this is not really what the Lord have in store for us. This is not what He wants us to do. And then sometimes situations might come around us, and so we take things in our own hands and do what we think it's best for us to do. But if we delight in Him, then we will allow Him to direct our path. You might be in a job that is paying, say, $500 a day, but the things that you have to do to achieve that $500, while if we had just looked to the Lord, He will make a way out for us that will not be so stressful and so strenuous. And so we will be willing to wait patiently on Him for Him to work out what is best for us. And if we do that, we would be less stressful. Our lives will be so much easier. In His word, He said we must cast all our care upon Him because He cares. And so because He cares for us, He's not gonna allow things to happen to us that will lead us into stress, or lead us into some mental depression or stuff like that, because He really cares for us. And so things like anger, rage and losing our temper are very destructive emotions. And so what they do to us is that they reveal a lack of faith that God loves us and is in control. But we should not worry. Instead, we should trust in God, giving ourselves to Him for His use and safekeeping. And so when we dwell in our problems, we will become anxious and angry. But if we just concentrate on God and His goodness, we will find peace. And so we should focus on His attention towards us, because He's there and He has so much in store for us. But He just wants us to ask. All He needs from us is our attention. Have you ever been in a position where you're talking to somebody and you really want to do something for that person, but that person is not getting your attention? And so that is how it feels. He wants to do things for us. He wants to help us. He wants to make ways for us, but He needs our attention. So being lowly hardly seems a proper demeanor to deal with enemies, but God's warfare. He knows that we cannot manage all these things by our own. That is why we have to bring them to Him, giving them and leave them with Him. However, must be carried out with calm faith, humility before God, and hope in the deliverance. And so Jesus also promises a sure reward for those with humble attitudes. If you look in St. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 5, you will see what I'm talking about. And so we can tell a lot about a person's character by the way he or she handles money. And that is so true. By the way how someone handles money, you can tell a lot about their character. You can see if that person is a wicked person, because that person will need so much money that they tend to steal at times. So the wicked person steals under the grounds of borrowing, and the righteous person gives generously to the needy. So there is a difference. Wicked people therefore focus on themselves, while righteous people look to the welfare of others. Even though this is not in the Bible, but there's a reference to it in the Bible. And we tend to refer to it to say that little is much when God is in it. It's not like that in the Bible. There is a reference, and I know the exact scripture where people take that from. But there is a difference between a person who is wicked